We've made a mistake. Something nice happened. How do you start talks like this? Do you start with the positive or the negative? I'm gonna start with the nice stuff. So the good news, well, nothing really specific, but simply having a good experience, picking up papers from the hospital for the upcoming birth in a few days of our child. Random security guy from our block walking to McDonald's. I hope he will enjoy the meal. Do you know that feeling when you take a picture or video and you always have that one lamppost in the video? To avoid the noise, and while waiting for sushi, I simply walked a bit and encountered this enormous, tiny church, standard default church in Poland. And guys, how much do you believe in coincidences and luck, or however you want to call it? Just have a look at this. This might be maybe the only lawyer or whatever it is service who has something like that. I'm not sure what it is. Obviously a church, but you only go like for 5 minutes in the next street, next to neighboring streets from your sushi place, waiting for your food to be prepared, and you find like German lawyer, German like football club, or like a partner of them, enormous churches. So it's kind of funny. So I don't stay too long. I like going inside churches and like those historical buildings, but I think this is obviously kind of new. So it's not in like historic building or old church. So yeah, and I'm also waiting for my sushi, so I'm hungry, and I didn't go inside. But it's definitely worth checking out what they do and what's like the purpose of this whole complex. And I love, of course, like the normal public known places to visit, like historical sites or like monuments, but those are very touristy, and I sometimes simply like randomly walking around in the neighborhood you're staying in, and discovering stuff like that, random stuff, like the German lawyer next to the German football club partner or whatever it is. I think it's like a school or some like center where they develop young football players. So yeah, I like it a lot. Okay, we're finally back at our place here. After taking the sushi and eating it straight away, we're very hungry, and now I'm on the balcony enjoying the rest of the light from today, which maybe lasts for another half an hour. So that's kind of sad, but it is what it is. And we made some good experiences today. The sushi was very tasty. Not as good as in our place, but I think sushi is always great to get. And the experience from the hospital earlier, had to take care of some documents, and everyone was very friendly and helpful. So that's very nice. And yeah, like I mentioned before, we are here in Warsaw, like roughly 2 hours, 1.5 from our hometown, for the upcoming birth of our child. And we simply decided for this place, especially this hospital. It's like, for us personally, like medically and feeling wise, it's the best choice. And so of course we had to get a place here, and that's where we talk about the, let's say, wrong decisions or like negative experiences or consequences, so to say, because initially we had to come for those like checkup appointments, and we had to get a place for that. So we decided to get a place from Airbnb for like 3 days, and at the time we didn't know yet if we stay or if we go back home and come back later, like shortly before birth. But the doctor advised us to stay, so of course we wanted to extend the flat. And another reason why we only took it for 3 days, because of course we didn't know, but also we didn't want to commit for such a long time, and also like such an big amount of money straight away if we didn't even know at the time, like, hey, do we have to stay or do we even like the place? That's also a thing. Imagine you get a place for 2 weeks and then it's very loud, those neighbors are terrible, very noisy, maybe someone is drilling at night, random stuff like this. You don't know. Also the neighborhood, all of those things are kind of important, especially if you want to feel comfortable and not stressed about like more topics. If you have like stuff like the hospital to worry about, and if everything is going well, then you need a calm and peaceful place. And luckily that was the case, but unfortunately someone else booked it after those our 3 or 4 days. They booked it for also like 2 or 3 days for the weekend, so we had to get another place. And that's what we did. And the second place was terrible in a way. The neighborhood was very uncomfortable and gray. It was like a big building, 4 stories, hundreds of apartments, and we knew in the ad it was written like, hey, there might be potential like drilling work or like construction work in the building, around the building, and okay, no problem. But of course the construction work was done like two apartments next to us, so it was like we arrived and it was constant drilling the first and second day. But couldn't really change anything about that. But luckily it got less, and we also spent some nice time there. And basically that's a negative consequence, a negative experience, a calculated risk, so to say. Now we're back at the first place where we initially wanted to extend, but it wasn't possible. So after those 3 days at the second place, we came back here, and now we very much enjoy it. And now thinking about the topic, I think it took me many years to realize that making mistakes or taking a wrong decision is okay, and sometimes it's even needed. I would say it was absolutely correct for us to not commit from the beginning, and we took that, let's say, small risk, knowing that we might have to move our stuff again, take it again, move to a second flat, move back to this flat again, and of course there's some money involved. And really, that is, if you think about it, drop all the guilty feelings, drop all the bad feelings connected to it. It's simply a matter of like money and time in the end, which gives you a bad feeling. And I think that's never worth it, like, to worry about. Of course money is important, and sometimes if you struggle financially, that's terrible as well. That gives you lots of stress. And but in the end, if you compare it to things like healthcare, or for us, this coming back to this comfortable place, comfortable space, it's not worth worrying about that too much. But money is a topic for a different video.